You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
87.9.
The truth is out there. Follow us.
We interrupt this program for a special report by WKMU.
Staten Island, New York. Good morning, Earth. It's time to get up. You're tuned in to 87.9 WKMU, and this is your host, Blue, bringing you a morning buzz. And
the best kind of buzz.
Yeah. And of course, I'm joined by my co-host, Sky.
Hello, everybody.
Have you been keeping up? Because this week we're brimming with UFO stories. It's like a dream come true for a lot of enthusiasts. The truth is out there, but not all of it, we hope. Otherwise, what would be left for us to discuss?
Yeah, I would have no podcast if the government came out and said, this is all the stuff that we have done for the last 200 years.
Yeah, but don't fret just yet. The U.S. government isn't derailing their secrecy express. Now let's dive into the details.
Yeah, let's do it. She's really animated. This just in. Horror researchers have finally joined the UFO conversation.
It's about time. I guess there's too many UFO sightings and videos to ignore anymore. UFOs are not just for crackpots anymore.
You call me a crackpot?
Yeah, and a crackhead. Nah.
No, I'm a pothead. All right. First of all, yes, Harvard teamed up with Montana Technology University.
Yeah, we actually looked into MTU, and we saw that it was like a high esteemed college. It's been voted for one of the best public colleges, and it's the top school for budget conscious students.
So if you have no money and you want to know science, that's where you go.
We should go there.
Yeah. So the Montana Technology University teamed up with Harvard researchers, and then these researchers actually released a paper for peer review online, so anybody can see it.
Mm-hmm. Peer review, like their classmates are looking over the essays and stuff.
Well, it's like similar to the couple episodes of Big Bang Theory, where like Sheldon came up with a theory and everyone else. So what you do is you document your hypothesis, and then you write it in a paper and you distribute it to the peers for review. You know, other researchers, people in Harvard and other places.
Other smart people reading the paper. And haters.
Yeah, so they'll read it, and then they can actually, if it comes with experiments, they can do their experiment to see if it comes out the same way you say it is. Or you, on these theories, you put, your own thoughts and mind into it. Like, let me check this out. What's this saying?
I like that. I want to go to MTU.
Yeah. And they're like really aware that the paper may not receive much fanfare or even get a lot of hate. However, it is crucial to remember that ridicule has no place in the scientific method.
So I think I remember that paper, actually. It said that the UFO videos, it has like UFO videos and evidence. And there's likely the elephants.
I love elephants.
I love elephants too. It's very likely that aliens are living amongst us and that they're hidden underground or the moon, or how I always think, which I think is really true and factual and possible, is that they could be underwater.
I believe that one too. Like, underground is one thing, but like there's so much water you can hide under, and we've only seen 5% of the ocean.
And like they're like, yeah, exactly. We only see a part of the ocean. There's parts of the ocean that are undiscovered, and I feel like they're telling us that so we don't look over there. And we're like, oh, it's impossible to cover it all. And then like you're bullshitting us.
Yeah. It's strange because it was never able to be even peer reviewed. It was taken down off ResearchGate, although you can still read it through their internet archives.
So the paper was written and then it was released on like a
different
website that wasn't even like the university website.
No. Everyone puts their papers on ResearchGate, and then this way everyone else can go there and look up papers.
So nobody was able to read it then?
No, there's been no peer reviews because it was taken down to...
That's crazy. Like, could it
be
that...
At first they didn't take it down, but nobody was reading it either. No one was like, oh, I'm interested. I think this is true or not. They kind of like, I'm not reading this. This is fake or something.
That's really interesting. It makes me think that maybe it could be like they try to read it and the website wouldn't let them open it. And like the fact that they couldn't read it, could it be that aliens are walking amongst us? The first theory of like human cryptoterrestrial.
Human cryptoterrestrials.
Human cryptoterrestrials theory, it posits, which posits the existence of a hidden advanced human civilization.
Which kind of sounds like that could be like the Illuminati, a hidden group controlling the world behind puppet world leaders, right?
What, like Illuminati's making it so we're not getting all the information?
Well, maybe the Illuminati is the Illuminati because they have advanced technology and ways to control us that we can't even fathom because they're like light years ahead of us in
Right.
technology.
No, I was actually looking at this video of this little kid talking about like 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, and like explaining the dimensions and how it works and what a 4D dimension looks like. And so he was saying that we're 3D beings, but we only see in 2D. So that suggests that there's like a 40 person that sees in 3D.
But we
And
can't
then,
see them
like,
because we can't see the dimension.
Yeah, like, and it bugged me out. And like the caption, what fucked me up was like the caption on the video was like that this little kid disappeared after he posted this video. I have to look
There's
into
a lot
it.
of stuff like that.
I have to look into it. I didn't get to finish the video either, but like I don't know, it bugs me out. Like it could be aliens.
Yeah. The second theory is that there is a technological advanced non-human civilization that has evolved like all hidden in secret. Like, like they said, underground or underwater. But that these beings could have been created by an ape-like hominid or dinosaur-like creatures. And then that made me think, is that where dragons came from? Because that's what reminds me what a dragon is, right? Like a dinosaur-like thing with wings
I guess so.
that's more intelligent. And I think it's just weird that they knew that, or they posit that it's ape-like hominids. So, so they didn't say human-like?
Yeah, but would they say we come from apes? No.
Branched off somewhere.
Yeah. This actually reminds me of that theory that we posted on like what if we are the children of God? Shout out to our last episode or like a late episode.
Well, a couple episodes ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that episode though. I can't wait to do more. I think that might be the next one after another music one.
You guys should tune into that one. What if we are the children of God? But on there we discuss the possibility of humans around 10,000 BC receiving assistance from an advanced civilization. The third theory suggests the existence of aliens or future humans secretly residing on Earth. What I find the concept of time travel fascinating, this theory is the least satisfying for me.
Me too, because I feel like it's okay, cool. We found out how to do time travel, but that's not really doing anything for us. Like if there's an ancient civilization out there or even alien civilization, that seems like so much cooler.
It is more
It
interesting.
it makes the world a little bit more magical, I think, for me anyway.
It's hard for me to think that we're the last.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Existence.
That'd be cool. Like they're coming back and like trying to either help us or prevent things that they see coming, or trying to change things, or they just like time traveling tourists. Like, ooh, let's see what happened at this time. But I feel like that just sounds like the boringest out of all of them. But that's still exciting. Just the most boringest.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the fourth one is actually this idea that they're like magic pixies out there. And that the stories of like, the author and everybody else and like sort of these, not fantasy. These fantasy books where it's like, oh, they got fairies, trolls, and stuff like that. That's the other posit. That's the last one. And that it could even be like a dinosaur creature that was actually hidden underground for all this time and just evolved super smartly and realized like he shouldn't mess with we shouldn't mess with these people, which actually makes sense too because a lot of these shapeshifters and things that eat the cows in what is that called, the ranch? I read up so much on this and my pothead brain can't remember it all. But there's these creatures that go around eating cows in this ranch in the Midwest. Like, and they always the videos that they posit of them always kind of look kind of like reptilian. And there's that the theory that there's a reptilian group out there controlling everything. So that kind of sounds like that, and that sounds to me like that's just the government saying, "Hey, throw this really crazy shit in there with it, so you don't sound as smart, and people don't believe all of it because if one sounds super outlandish, it's gonna taint all of them."
Yeah, that's true. Though that's crazy. That's actually because I hear that like they think Mark Zuckerberg's a fucking reptile.
Yeah.
So
have you seen him
that's
blink?
bugging me out. Yeah, yeah.
He doesn't. To me, he's not a reptile. He's more of a like AI bot.
I don't know if anybody's an alien. Is Mark Zuckerberg
an alien like Decepticon? Like he's a robot in disguise.
Yeah, yeah. Hey everybody, we're gonna take a break and
You want me to do it?
no, Hey, everybody. We're going to take a little station break and hear from our friends at Mystery Frequency Podcast.
Oh, I like that we did it together.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Turn your dial to find the frequency of the past.
Captain Midnight.
Where the classic stories of mysteries, sci-fi, thrillers, and suspense are found waiting to be heard once again.
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
You'll find a variety of those stories here, in their original form, where each episode takes you to another place or time.
The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage.
But only when you find the mystery frequency. Available everywhere.
The Shadow knows.
This just in late May of this year, during a live chat at the Assault Connection Conference. It's not SALT, it's capital S-A-L-T, all capital letters. I don't know what they mean. I didn't care enough.
Assault.
Two peanuts were walking down the block. One was assaulted. Get it? One was salted, one was non-salted, someone was, yeah.
I don't think jokes about violence are funny.
Millennials. Anyway, there was a retired Army Colonel, Carl Nell. He echoed the assertions that many are now...
Colonel Carl Nell? I'm sorry. That is too funny.
Carnell. Oh, Colonel Carnell.
Colonel Carnell.
What else could you be but a
Mama,
colonel?
Mama.
Oh my God, that freaking thing. Anyway, Colonel Carnell echoed assertions that we've heard for a while now through leaks through the Pentagon. And they're similar to Deputy Undersecretary of Defense Chris Mellon and retired Admiral Tim Gallaudet. Yeah.
Gallaudet.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And then he basically claimed that the Pentagon has a UFO retrieval program, which of course, the Pentagon denies. He also states that this program tends to reverse engineer discovered crafts, which is something we've said on the show that we believe they've been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
And that's how they got us to the moon. Check us out on that episode on getting us to the, what was it? How did Roswell get us to the moon or some stuff like that? I can't remember my own episodes. That's sad.
Yeah, nah. No, but this guy, he has like formal experience in the Pentagon, right? When he was on the UAP's task force.
Yeah,
Why
the
is that so-
UFO task force.
Yeah, as well as working with many Army and various aerospace companies. Well, does he know why they won't tell us anything?
Well, yeah, actually, the former colonel actually says that besides national security issues, I'm saying security.
Security.
Like, who says that from the practical joke?
Security.
Is that a Staten Island thing?
Maybe, but
Anyway.
I think of a different video.
Oh, I think of practical jokers because I guess
think
they
of
were
a
making fun of
SNL
him.
skit.
So the former colonel says that besides national security issues, the other reasons are that they expect potential social disruptions. If given the truth, we will flip out because we can't handle it type of stuff. And that they have no real plans to actually stop it. Which begs the question, shouldn't you come up with a plan if you know you got to do this for us anyway? So just make one anyway.
I don't know. They keep saying we're going to flip out. Are we going to flip out?
A lot of
Like,
people will.
I don't know.
Religious people will.
Why?
All right, we'll go back into this a little bit. Let's say the aliens are real. That's only a small part of it. How much of our past UFO experiences in the last couple of thousand years are real then? All these stories that we hear. Does that mean religion isn't real? Does that mean there's no God? Does that mean the aliens know that there's no God and that they don't want to tell us that? Or maybe like a lot of Hindu stuff, there's reincarnation. Some people can't handle that there's not a Christian or a God out that they could pray to give them guidance and strength. You take that away from millions of people. Even people who borderline evil people, if they think there's no God or aliens supersede, or even if an alien comes and still proves that they're God, it confuses people enough to that you don't know what to believe. So you don't know if you believe the new people or the old people.
That's crazy.
That's what I think it is anyway. And you know how crazy people get with religion. It's politics and religion. You don't talk about those things.
So, in Japan, apparently, there's a CBS report that there was a UFO investigation launched in Japan after the area was deemed a UFO hotspot, according to a U.S. report.
Yeah, but many believe that's just to be like the the drones and the super smart technology they got out there.
Japan is pretty smart.
But this actually came from a report from America. So it's kind of like, well, sure, it could be those things, but America's the one who's saying this is the
Right.
hot spot.
Would Japan even say anything?
Japan, for the longest time, didn't do anything about UFOs, but then their outtake on it has actually changed over the last couple of decades, and they actually do have investigations on the low. I don't think maybe I'm misquoting this. I think they did have some what's the word? Some studies into these things, but I don't think they ever took us that seriously.
No, yeah. A bipartisan group consisting of 80 members called
First of all,
for.
I will admit that I didn't know what bipartisan means. So if you're one of those listeners who's like, "Oh, what the hell is this?" and then have you ever heard like someone talking, and you're just like, "Bipartisan, yes, true, it is bipartisan because there's two of them." And basically, that's what it is. Bipartisan means like two, like Republicans and
Two
Democrats.
political parties that usually oppose each other in policies.
So, like Japan has, opposing people, but they
But they
get to
both agree on
yep,
this.
They both come together to say, "Hey, we need to do something about this."
Yeah, so consisting of 80 members, this bipartisan group had called to increase efforts in detecting and analyzing unidentified crafts. The former Japanese defense minister stated, "It is extremely irresponsible of us to be resigned to the fact that something is unknown and to keep a blind eye." I like that.
It's smart. I mean, it's what we should be looking at things like this. Just because we don't know what they are, you can't just say, "Well, then it's impossible to be there, so it's not there."
Right. Nah, and then I think, you're going to end up looking stupid if something happens and you're not prepared for it.
A lot of the people in Japan circles and even other circles believe that these were just China's balloons coming over to spy on them. So again, these Chinese balloons are getting blamed for everything.
It's easy to blame it because, like, we could see it, and you know what I mean?
Attention, all mischief makers and bathroom warriors. Get ready for a whole new level of fun with Toilet Soldiers, where toy soldiers meet toilet adventures, courtesy of Impractical Jokers. Picture this: your kids storming the bathroom battlefield, staging epic battles right on the edge of the toilet bowl. Whether they're defending the toothpaste fortress or launching a rescue mission for the rubber duck, these pint-sized heroes bring imagination to life in the most unexpected place. Impractical Jokers Toilet Soldiers are your kids' new allies in creative play, turning every trip to the bathroom into a laugh-filled adventure. So grab your Toilet Soldiers today, and let the toilet games begin, because fun knows no boundaries, especially when it's in the bathroom. Toilet Soldiers, where every flush is a victory.
Please don't play in toilets. This wasn't a real ad.
Yeah, so let's get down to it a little bit. What does this mean for us? Because it's becoming more and more apparent that more than likely there are UFOs. The first story we went into was talking about a defense cabinet member. And this is now the third defense cabinet member to come out and say something. Chris Mellon was another one. And it's just a lot of these defenses. And if you can't trust the defense of the government, then you can't trust the government. Well, you can't trust the government. But you can't even trust them to defend us, because if they're that stupid,
No, I mean, if
or
aliens
crazy
come,
or weird,
there's nothing that we could fucking do. They could do whatever they want to us.
well, let's say like they are right, because this guy, what's his name again? Let me check real quick. I'm bad with names.
The Gooodet guy?
Oh no, the one Colonel Cornell.
Oh,
Colonel Cornell is basically saying that we have many interactions with these people or these beings for quite some time now.
I believe it.
So it comes down to, why are they hiding it? And it could be the things that I'm saying, but there has to be more to it. Is it because the government doesn't want to lose that money flow that they're getting from these things?
Maybe. Maybe we just don't have the space for them. So we're just kind of
Well, it
not
doesn't
trying
look-
to think about it.
It doesn't look like they're trying to move in. It looks like a lot of these stories actually hover around nuclear weapons being shut down by UFOs. So on some aspect of this, they look like protectors.
I was going to say, are they seeing us do bad things and they're like, we need to save them?
Totally. I mean,
And they're trying to protect us from ourselves? On some like alien savior shit?
I think we're very close to smart animals, including like dogs, chimps. And I think if we were watching them and they were following in our footsteps, and then we see that we could save them like a parent, then yeah, maybe we would step in, even though they're not the same species, not the same, we're not the
I
same
wonder
animal.
if that's what they're doing. And like, I don't know, maybe they're in our water to try to like fix global warming or something. What if their ships are in the water and that's what's causing the what is it, ice caps to melt?
No, no, no. That's the sun and the hole in the ozone.
That's
that we
what they're
had.
telling us. And what if the ozone? I mean, I know the cars are fucking up the ozone, but like, what if they're adding to it and they're hurting our environment by being here? But they think they're helping us. But
Honestly,
you know what I mean? It could be. I could be right.
honestly, we're stupid with the whole thing.
Hmm.
You know what would help the global warming? And it's really, really, really easy. Plant trees.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all that carbon in the air. Guess what trees eat? Carbon.
No, it's true. I don't know why we don't do that, and
I don't know
we
either.
tear down trees to put like a building.
Australia was said to have one of the biggest carbon emissions of any place in the world. But they have negative emissions really coming from them because they got so many trees and plant life that it eats up all the carbon that they're making. So really what it comes down to is greed is killing everything.
Yeah.
Not being satisfied with what you have. Because if we sanction some parts of the land off to do stuff like that, it'd be helpful. Just, all this is trees. You can't build here. Staten Island is sinking because they keep building up these buildings and houses, and they're tearing down trees and ripping up dirt. Where is water gonna go? And it's simple. We can fix a lot of these things if it wasn't for greed.
Sure.
And that's why I think the government is really hiding this information from us. It's too because money is involved. I'm a crackpot, and I turned into one as I got older, and it's hard not to when you actually look at stories that don't make any sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
But at this time, it's like, I mean, there has to be. I don't think that this. I don't know if this really is a secret government out there. Do you think there's a secret government out there?
No.
Do you have you looked into the secret governments like the Illuminati, Stone,
yeah.
and all the stonework? What are they? Stonehenge? No, Stone. They're gonna come after us because I don't know their names. But you know what I mean? It's like
the freaking.
I don't think all the information out there is true. Freemasons. I don't think all the information out there is factual. But maybe this paper was sent by the government to confuse us more. Because there's actually a theory that, we have an episode on called Project Bluebeam, check it out, that there's a theory that there's things that are going on to make us go a certain way, and aliens had to do with it. Because if you question aliens, then you might question God too. And it's just really weird. So before we get out of here, I did want to get back into a little bit of the Harvard research paper. So one of the things they're saying is that there's an ancient civilization that we're not aware of that's here on Earth, not the Naki, not a foreign alien, but alien here on Earth, and they're hiding. I think there's a reason why so many religions have a lot of the same stories. It just seems the most likely, however impossible by what we know right now, it's more than likely ancient civilizations knew of each other more than that we think of. It's just, the Peruvian, and I'm not talking about the alien bodies, the little ones that they found. They did DNA test, and that's just dolls. There was a skull found that was elongated from 3,000 years ago.
Right.
That's one of those things where it's like it's not one of a fake thing. There's actually a paper you can find online of the blood test that they don't know where first of all. Part of it, they don't even know where the skull's from.
Yeah.
They don't know. It's not human, what they're saying. It's like part of it's not human. But the human part of it is from Europe and Mesopotamia area. 3,000 years ago is very unlikely.
Yeah.
Unless there was an ancient civilization who kind of like, all right, well, we set up shop here. Let's go over in America. And maybe that's why the Americas didn't build their pyramids to thousands of years later, because they came back and let's check out these people. And right around the change of BC into like AD, like 50, 90, around there, is when the Aztecs or the Mayans, I always forget. I hate when I talk about stuff and I lose details. But they didn't start building pyramids in their civilizations that popped off until, like 50 AD. Right around the time frame where everyone else was kind of popping theirs off too. So it's like, why? Like, why is it so similar? And at first I was like, oh yeah, that's like 4,000 years different of when the pyramids were built and those. So apparently they're not together. But in our children of the, are we children of the gods? We postulate that every 3,600 years the Anunnaki come.
Yeah.
So maybe they came, and then when they came back, they were like, oh, let's do what we did for them here. Which kind of makes sense, because why would another civilization just all of a sudden like, I want to make a pyramid?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah, I wish
You're
you could
really
see my
blowing
face.
my
Yeah,
mind.
like-
Yeah. Like, what is the purpose? Right. Especially since we know they don't like bury anybody in there or anything like that.
Yeah. And
It's so weird. What if it's like a docking station?
yeah, I mean, maybe that's what what was it? There's actually, you know what? There's so many stories out there. There's actually stories that there's a pyramid in Alaska that's hidden underneath a mountain. You know, there's a pyramid
I believe
in
it.
Antarctica.
It could.
There's
Yeah,
pyramids
they're all
everywhere.
docking stations.
Well, so, you know, there's actually what's his name? Tesla, Nicholas Tesla, postulated, and I think this is sort of true, or like this is he said it. I don't know how true it is. Not that he just said it, but the fidelity of it, that the pyramids are just giant batteries.
Yo, yeah.
And then other people saying that you can actually see these holes in the chamber that held rods, and the rods are what stored and amplified the energy. Where are those rods, and why are they where they removed? And you know, I don't know. Like I said earlier, ridicule is not part of the scientific method.
Crazy.
I'm not saying all this is true. It's just that there's enough of these stories to make you wonder.
Yeah.
What is really going on? So I'm gonna start. I think adding a byline to our show, like because I think the Y-Files do a great job. Shout out to AJ and Pecklefish.
Yeah, we
I
love them.
Y-Files. But one of the things I don't think they do is ask why enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so don't. That's what I think we're gonna do is like start saying that when we end the show, be like, don't forget to ask why. It's okay to ask why.
Yeah.
It's okay if the person doesn't want to answer you either. If it's your mom and she's like, no.
Never stop asking why.
Yeah, and so a lot of these things just keeps going crazy, and I feel like I feel like they should have knocked on the door by now. Usually by now, like someone rushes in and kicks us off the air.
That's true. I don't know why they didn't come today.
But I think this is a good place to end it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Before we get long-winded and stuff.
Right. Let's do
I feel
it.
like I could really talk about this for 2 hours, but I feel like I get too long-winded, and I like these shorter bursts better.
This episode blew my mind. I feel like I came up with a lot of like ideas by just listening to us. Like how now I'm like, oh, the pyramids are a battery docking station. And like that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's totally like valid. I don't
That's
know.
why
in my head,
that's why
that
there's
feels true.
That's why there's some triangle UFOs, because they got to land on the side of these pyramids.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Yeah, you can check us out at wkmu.podbean.com.
Yep.
And I'd like to thank Mystery Frequency Podcast for letting us what they call it, what podcasters call it, trailers. We're supposed to have a trailer for ours too. But I thought it'd be cool, since we do this podcasting radio thing, that we use them as ads and we could promote each other. Because I feel like a lot of the bigger podcasts, they promote each other. It's like, oh,
sure.
Joe Rogan, and then they go on each other's stuff. So if we want that, we're going to have to do it our own selves in an indie way. So yeah.
I like it. It's true.
So wkmu.podbean.com. Thank you for joining in. We really appreciate everybody. I have so much fun doing this, and thank you for letting us into your lives every week.
So sentimental. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to check on yourself, check on your friends, check on your family.
I just did it with my nose.
Okay, everybody. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you check on your friends, check on yourself, check on your family. Check it out.
Yeah. And everyone deserves love, even you.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye. This has been a WKMU production, signing out.
This concludes our broadcast day. Good night, and God bless America.